My first thought was that I'd play dead. This is what my mom always taught me. But then I thought to myself, he'd actually have to shoot someone first if I could play dead. So who was it gonna be? So I'm really not sure how to start this video. I really don't know what to say, but I wanted to get on here and use kind of the platform that I have, especially after hearing Tom Izzo speak, and part of what he said was, if you have a platform, use it, no matter how big or how small. I'm not looking for sympathy or anything, nothing like that. I'm simply just trying to share my story about what I went through, because the sad truth of it is that maybe it could educate or help someone in the future if they have to go through what we had to go through that night. I was with no friends, so I ran to the two girls across the room from me and said, "Does anyone know what's going on?" They were sitting at a table closest to the door. That's when I heard a woman scream, "Shoot her," and run down the hallway. When you can hear the fear in someone's voice, it was just like that, screaming bloody murder. Then I heard a loud hollow noise, and from there my fight or flight kicked in. I still can't comprehend how it was if my body knew exactly what to do when all my heart wanted to do was cry, scream, and break. I turned the lights off, ran to the other room and shut those doors and turned those lights off. 4 others appeared from the other room, and that's when I told everyone to get behind the wall and under the table. We crouched under there, and I pulled out my phone, my family, the first people I thought of. I wanted to call my mom to hear her voice. I didn't want to make noise, though, so I silenced my phone. As I did that, she texted me first saying, "Where are you?" I responded and said, "I'm hiding under a table. I'm at the Union. I'm okay." I had 2 girls next to me, both shaken up. The one to my right was very scared, rightfully so. So I put my arm around her and asked her what her name was. Between sobs, she said, "Mia." I said, "Mia, we're gonna be okay, I promise you, please just trust me." I held her for a moment, then realized I needed to do something. I checked my phone to see my dad's first text, which read, "Be smart, always give yourself an out." I knew my parents have taught me how to protect myself and fight. So I told the 6 people next to me that I was gonna get up to barricade the door. I ran to the doors of the room and began pushing a table. At that point, I heard a deep man's voice yelling from the hallway, "The shooter." My immediate thought was, that's him outside these doors. I went to run back under the table, but a voice in my head told me to walk. I think we all know whose voice that was. If I walked, that meant I would calm the others down. Knowing myself and how I faced violence, I was going to defend as hard as I could. My mom would have hated me for that, to defend and fight back instead of thinking extremely tactically. I again keep going back to that feeling of calmness. Nothing will ever compare to that. Why can't I ever feel that calm during the little things, like a big exam, a job interview, or a first date? At that point, the doors began to have banging on them. "No one move," I said. We all assumed it was the cops coming to find us, but from the stories I've heard and watched, I wasn't going to move or speak until I physically saw a cop in front of us. We stood in the middle of the deserted street, all around us, heads swiveling on where we should go. "Where are we supposed to go?" is all we kept saying. I thought of when my dad got out of the Twin Towers during 9/11. He said he ran to a laundromat and took shelter. So I saw a restaurant across the street. It was Raising Cane's. I sprinted there, and the 6 others followed. I still think it's crazy how all of us strangers still stuck together. We began to bang on the doors of Raising Cane's. A lady by the front door inside saw us, and I read her lips, and she said, "Do we let them in?" And thank God she did. We got in, and I hid behind a trash can inside. I think everyone in the restaurant was in shock of how distraught we were. My mom, I thought. Neither she or my dad had heard from me since the last text. I kept trying to call them, but no luck. It's hard when your parents are thousands of miles away from you. Finally, my mom's friend, Ginny's name appeared on my phone. Ginny was with my parents in Mexico. I knew it was them, so I immediately picked up. I was happy to hear their voices, but something tells me they were even more relieved. I stayed on the phone with them for the next hour, in a one-stall bathroom with the same 6 others. We laughed, we cried, we flinched at every loud noise we heard together. That's a bond for life. I will not let an evil person take away from the place that I call home. I will never let the evil win.